Testing. And here we go. And welcome to today's 25-5A matchup in district play between the Lockhart Lions and the visiting Leander Rouse Raiders of Leander, Texas. I want to welcome everybody to the broadcast. My name is Emilio Sarge-Water. I'm going to be bringing you all the live play-by-play action for tonight's district action. So I'm up here in the booth. We got a stiff breeze blowing in from center field. But as mentioned, Rouse and Lockhart will be taking the field as you see the coaches down there at home plate with the umpires. Of course, Leander Rouse comes into the contest 17-5-1 overall, 4-2 in district play, while the Lockhart Lions are 9-9-1 overall, 1-5 in district play. Lockhart Lions are 1-4 in their last 5 games, while the Rouse Raiders are 3-2 in their last 2 games. Of course, Lockhart's coming off getting swept by Cedar Park Timberwolves last week, while the Rouse Raiders swept the Kyle Lehman Lobos last week. Both scores 10-0. Lockhart and Rouse will be playing against each other this Friday night at Leander Rouse. And Lions Pride Sports broadcast won't be there, but I'll be able to share the link with you for the Rouse broadcast for Friday night's contest. So you're going to want to stay tuned to the Lions Pride Sports broadcast Facebook page, and we'll have all that information out there for you. As soon as I get it, you'll get it. So that way you don't have to miss a second of baseball, of Lockhart Line baseball. And I do want to give the guys from the Rouse broadcast group a big thank you. They're out here tonight, broadcasting tonight's game for their fans, as we are doing for our fans here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. Of course, we'll be cutting away from our mic here in a minute, and we'll have your announcements, introductions of both teams. And on the mound for the Rouse Raiders will be Gavin Silva, number 6, and for the Lockhart Lions will be number 1, Gage Deutsch. And let me go and turn off my head mic and turn up the crowd mic as we get ready for the introductions. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Lions Field, home of the Lockhart Lions. Tonight's District 25-5A varsity baseball game between the visiting Leander Rouse Raiders and your Lockhart Lions. Now let's meet the Leander Rouse Raiders, starting with the reserves. Number 3, Holbrook. Number 13, Henderson. Number 2, Barrow. Number 4, Snow. Number 1, Gaitan. Number 11, Sanchez. Number 16, Harsperder. Number 18, Terbay. Number 31, Graves. And number 12, Espinosa. And now for your starting lineup for the Rouse Raiders. Batting first and playing second, number 9, Rainer Heinrich. Batting second and playing left field, Ryland Payne, number 21. Batting third and playing first, number 8, Oscar Salazar. Batting fourth and playing center field, number 10, Landon Miller. Batting fifth and playing right field, number 27, Connor Thompson. Batting sixth and playing third, Nathan Miller, number 22. Batting seventh and designated hitter, number 5, Trey Schluter. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, number 7, Jacob Solis. Batting ninth and playing catcher, number 14, Xander Forcell. And on the mound for the Raiders tonight will be number 6, Gavin Silva. And now let's meet your Lockhart Lions. Starting with the reserves, number 4, Xavier Schulke. Number 9, Giovanni Vasquez. Number 14, Noah Sanchez. And now for your starting lineup for the Lockhart Lions. Batting first and playing center field, number 3, Jacob Wisnant. Batting second and on the mound for the Lockhart Lions, number 1, Gage Deutsch. Batting third and playing catcher, number 2, Santiago Guerra. Batting fourth and playing shortstop, number 6, Nick Ojeda. Ojeda. Batting fifth and designated hitter, number 20, Austin Rodriguez. Playing second, number 15, Jesse Flores. Batting sixth and playing left field, number 7, Waylon Phillips. Batting seventh and playing third, number 16, Ethan Mendez. Batting eighth and playing right field, number 19, Caden Mavis. And batting ninth and playing first, number 13, Weston Phillips. And now please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. And now a word from the great Bambino himself.
Hurry up, batter. It's going to be a short game, and I got to get home for lunch.
And here we go as we get set for action tonight. District 25 5A on tap here at Lions Field. Right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. Let's take you around the horn with the Lockhart Lions. Behind the plate, it's going to be Santi Guerra at first, Weston Phillips, Jesse Flores at second, Ethan Mendez at third, Nick Ojeda at shortstop, and going from left to right in the outfield, Waylon Phillips, Jacob Wisnett, and Caden Mavis. Austin Rodriguez is the designated hitter for the Lockhart Lions tonight. As we get set for action, Mavis is on the mound. Deutsch is on the mound for the Lockhart Lions. Had a fantastic night a couple of weeks ago here on a Tuesday night against Glenn. Had a rough start his last outing, so I don't know. Gage is going to be looking to have a better performance than what he had last Friday. As for the Rouse Raiders, they come into tonight's action on a three-game winning streak. They're looking to make it 4 as the Lions are looking to snap a 3-game losing streak and try to steal one here at home against the Rouse Raiders before they hit the road this Friday night to take on Rouse at Rouse High School. Raiders will be coming up to bat first. And leading things off for the Raiders will be the second baseman, Rainer Heinrich. Of course, once again, I'm going to be doing the PA duties, so you'll hear me break out here every now and then. And before we get started, I do want to give a big shout-out to our main sponsor, Kent Riddle Properties and Kreitz Market. I want to give them a big shout-out. Of course, Kent Riddle is usually our QA for broadcast, making sure that we sound good and look good for all you Lockhart Lion fans. He is in the stands here tonight, and I know he is watching and listening at the same time. So I do want to give him a big shout-out and a big thanks as well. As we get started for the announcements of the first batter of the game, And now leading off for the Raiders, number 9, Rainer Heinrich. Okay, so Heinrich will lead things off here in the top of the first inning. As we get set, as Guetta and Gage goes over the last second details. Pitch signs and call signs, and we get set for the first pitch of tonight's district matchup between the Lockhart Lions and the Rouse Raiders, and we are underway. And it's going to be hit sharply into right field. That's going to find the gap out there. Heinrich around first on his way to second. That one's going to be scooped up by the right fielder, Caden Mavis, and that'll be brought up. And that'll be a stand-up double to start things off for the Rouse Raiders on the very first pitch of the game. Now up to bat, number 21, Rylan Payne. So Heinrich not wasting any time. Swing away on the first pitch out to right center field. Great job by Mavis to bring it in because Heinrich was on his way. Could have been a triple, but Mavis was able to bring it in time for a double, and that one's going to be bunted up, and that's going to find its way. So back-to-back singles or back-to-back hits. And there's runners at first and second for the Rouse Raiders. Now batting number 8, Oscar Salazar. So we'll have Heinrich at second base. Payne at first. Oscar Salazar at the plate. We've only seen 2 pitches and 2 base hits for the Raiders. Salazar trying to lay it down, and he'll foul that one back for strike 1. So the Raiders wasted no time into taking it right to Gage Deutsch to start the game off. As Salazar looked to bunt the first pitch he saw. We'll see what he does for the second pitch. And that's going to be high for ball 1. And once again, a stiff breeze blowing in now from left to right, from left center field out to right field. One and one count. That one's going to be hit high. Flores is going back. Mavis is coming forward. Mavis with the call, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Now up to bat, number 10, Landon Miller. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Landon Miller, up to the plate with 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Still got 2 runners on the base pad. Heinrich leading off with a double to right center field, and Payne bunting a single. A bunt single up the middle at first base. Laying down the bunt. That'll be scooped up by Deutsch at first, over to at the pitcher's mound over to first, not in time. And the bases will be loaded. Now batting number 27, Connor Thompson. All right, so 1 out. Here at the top of the first, 2 hits and an error so far. And that's going to be in there for strike 1. Rouse Raiders coming out very aggressive at the plate. And that's going to be a breaking ball, catching that outside corner for strike 2. So 0-2 count. That's going to miss outside. And that's going to bounce right back off the fence. So nobody's going to advance. But that'll make it ball one. 1-2 to count now. Once again, only one out here in the top of the first inning. Bases loaded for the Raiders. That's going to get past Santi, but he's going to be able to get there in time. Heinrich's going to hold up at third. Great hustle play by the catcher for the Lions, Guerra. That's going to even up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the first inning. That one's going to be fouled back towards the backstop. Count will still remain 2-2. A 2-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball is going to be in there for strike 3 and out number 2. A big pitch by Gage Deutsch. Now batting for the Raiders, number 22, Nathan Miller. First pitch to Miller is going to be swung on and hit hard towards center field. That's going to find some room out there. That'll be scooped up by Ojito. 1 run will score. That's going to be Heinrich. And Payne will follow him up. And the Rouse Raiders have 2 on the board. Now batting number 5, Trey Schluter. So we got 2 Raiders on the base pads. That one's going to miss for ball 1. And Trey Schluter, the designated hitter at the plate, batting for the pitcher, Gavin Silva. And that one's going to be high, looking at 2-0 now. Two-0 pitch on the way. That's going to be in there for strike 1. Just catching that inside corner. Two-one pitch on the way. And that's going to be up and away for ball 3. That one's going to be swung on and fouled back to the backstop. That's going to make the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runners will be on the move with this very next pitch. Full count pitch on the way. That's going to be swung on, hit up towards the right side of the infield. Jesse Flores will be underneath it. He'll make the squeeze for out number 3. But not before the Raiders score 2 runs here in the top of the first inning. So after 1/2 an inning, it is the Rouse Raiders 2, Lockhart Lions 0, and the Lions will be coming up to bat for the first time tonight. But right now, let's go and take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with more Lockhart Lion baseball right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
Kent Riddle Properties has been the Lions Pride Sports broadcast since 2020 and has been a big supporter of Lockhart Lion sports for over 40 years. Lockhart Lion fans all over the world have been able to follow the games on the Kent Riddle Properties scoreboard. as well as being the main sponsor of the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. Kent is also the QA guy for every broadcast. Kent Riddle has been in the real estate business for over 35 years. If you are looking to buy, sale or lease a property in the area, you can contact Kent Riddle at 512-359-0036.
And we are back here for the bottom of the first inning as the Lions will be coming up to bat. Rouse Raiders put 2 up on the board here in the top half of the first inning. We'll see Jacob Wisnant, Gage Deutsch, and Santi Guerra coming up to bat. The first 3 batters coming up. Let's take you around the horn with the Rouse Raiders. Behind the plate is going to be number 14, Forcell. At first base, Salazar. At second base will be Heinrich. Third base will be Nathan Miller, and at shortstop, Solis. As we go from left to right in the outfield, we'll have Payne in left field, Landon Miller in center field, and Thompson in right field. And once again on the mound for the Rouse Raiders, number 6, Gavin Silva, the right-hander. Talking to the Rouse broadcast crew, Silva has done an outstanding job for the Raiders. Tuesday night's usually his spot to pitch. He's got some great speed, great control. Has 1 no-hitter. And was 1 walk batter away from throwing a perfect game in that contest. Now leading off for the Lockhart Lions, number 3, Jacob Wisnant. So Wisnant will lead things off for the Lockhart Lions. He'll swing at the first pitch, too. Goes out towards the shortstop. Solis over to first, and not in time as the speedster beats it out. That's going to be an infield single. Now batting for the Lions, number 1, Gage Deutsch. So Gage Deutsch will come up to bat. Heinrich for the Rouse Raiders got a on base on the first pitch that he saw as Jacob Wisnant does the same. This time only his is a single, but he's at first base right now as Deutsch turns around to show bunt pulled back. That's going to be outside for ball 1. Once again, want to give a shout out to all those that are tuning in, watching on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel. Once again, turn around, showing bunt, pulls back for ball 2. A shout out to Jessica Pompa Sanchez. Says, let's go, Lockhart, number 14. That's Noah Sanchez. So 2-0 to count from Solis, or from Silva, excuse me. And this time trying to lay it down. Misses it for strike 1. Will be Deutsch. So 2-1 to count. Wisnant at first base. Santiago Guerra behind in the on-deck circle. Let's throw to first base. Little off target. Wisnant able to slide back safely. On last Friday's game, at his first plate appearance, Santiago Guerra put it over the wall in left field for his first home run. So 2-1 pitch on the way. Once again showing bunt. Pops it up. And just out of play for strike 2. So count's going to be 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, Gage Deutsch does have a home run to his stat sheet. It was a game-winning home run against Leander Glenn 2 weeks ago. And that's going to be high for ball 3. That's going to make the count full. So 3-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball. That's going to be fouled out of play. So count will still remain 3-2. And that's going to miss inside for ball 4. I guess Gage Deutsch was like, I want ball 5. Now batting for the Lockhart Lions, number 2, Santiago Guerra. So just as I mentioned earlier, Guerra stepped up to the plate for his first at-bat last Friday night. Sent it over the wall in left field. Here he comes up to bat for his first time tonight. 2 runners on the base pads. Nobody out. Wisnett at second base, Deutsch at first. Plenty of speed on the base pads. That one's going to miss outside for ball 1. Silva with the delivery, a breaking ball, getting in there for strike 1. So 1-1 pitch on the way. That's going to be outside for ball 2. In the on-deck circle for the Lions is number 6, Nick Ojeda, with Austin Rodriguez in the hole for the Lions. And the 2-1 pitch will miss outside for ball 3. Three-one count, hitters count. That's going to be low, gets away from the catcher. That'll be ball 4, and that's going to load the bases up. And a timeout on the field as the coach will be coming out to talk to Silva. Next up to bat for the Lockhart Lions, number 6, Nick Ojeda. And it looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner as Santiago Guerra is a catcher. And it's going to be Giovanni Vasquez that'll be running for Santi. So Silva will stay in the game. Nick Ojeda will dig into the batter's box. Nobody out. Bases loaded. Wisnett at third base. Deutsch at second. And Vasquez at first running for Guerra. Got a base hit and 2 back-to-back walks. That loaded the bases up. And Ojeda will look at the first pitch for strike 1. That's going to be a chopper towards the first baseman coming home. And in time for out number 1. So that's going to be 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Now batting for the Lions, number 20, Austin Rodriguez. Ooh. Mm-hmm. That's going to be in there for strike 1 for Austin Rodriguez, the designated hitter for the Lockhart Lions. And that's going to put Waylon Phillips in the on-deck circle with Ethan Mendez in the hole. Bases are still loaded. Deutsch at third base. That's going to be in there for strike 2. Vasquez at second base running for Guerra. And Nick Ojeda at first. And a breaking ball. Catcher Rodriguez looking for strike 3 and out number 2. Now up to bat for the Lockhart Lions, number 7, Waylon Phillips. So the younger of the two Phillips is at the plate with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Bases loaded. That one's going to get away from the catcher. And a fortunate bounce off the backstop will keep Deutsch at third base. So the backstop not just playing favorites for the Lockhart catcher, but also playing favorites to the Raider catcher with a nice bounce back. That'll make it a 1-0 count. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. Nice spring job by the catcher for Sale. Swing and a miss for strike 2. One-two pitch on the way. That's going to miss outside. A little bit too much to frame for the catcher for Sale. That'll make it 2-2. The count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the first inning. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. And the Lions will leave the bases loaded to end the first inning. So after 1 inning of play, it is the Rouse Raiders 2, the Lockhart Lions 0. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with more Lockhart Lion baseball right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
Smoke Texas Barbecue puts smiles on faces. Since 1900, Kreitz Market's been putting smiles on faces with every bite of Smoke Texas Barbecue. Located off of Highway 183 at 619 North Colorado Street in Lockhart, Texas, fifth-generation owner Keith Schmidt continues the tradition of providing the best barbecue in Texas with its award-winning varieties of beef, sausage, and pork meats. All Kreitz Barbecue is post oak smoked to perfection under pitmaster Roy Perez's watchful eye in Kreitz Market's hallowed brick pits. Let Kreitz cater your party or event. Kreitz can assemble a complete barbecue dinner and sides for any event in Central Texas. To get a quote on catering, Kreitz Barbecue Catering Manager Weston Black can be reached at 512-398-2361. That's 512-398-2361. Kreitz Market opens 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Sundays from 10:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can find out more about Kreitz Market on their Facebook page or go to KreitzMarket.com. That's www.KreitzMarket.com.
And we're back here for the top half of the second inning. We got a couple of defensive substitutes coming in, or changes on the defensive side. Weston Phillips will go from first to second. Ethan Mendes will go from third to first. And Austin Rodriguez will come into the game to play third base. Gage Deutsch will still be on the mound. Santiago Guerra behind the plate. And everywhere else out on the field, Ojeda at shortstop, Waylon, Jacob, and Caden in the outfield. As we get set for the first batter of the second inning for the Rouse Raiders. Now leading off for the Raiders, number 7, Jacob Solis. So the shortstop, Solis, will be coming up to bat. Raiders were able to put 2 runs on the top of the first inning and hold off the Lions, keep the bases loaded for them. And first pitch to Solis will be outside for ball 1. That's going to be in the turf for ball 2. Then a 3-0 count to start off the leadoff hitter here in the top of the second inning, as Jacob Solis is looking at a 3-0 count. And that's going to be in there for strike one. Three one pitch on the way. And that's going to catch that outside corner for strike two. And that's going to make the count pull. So after starting off Solis on a 3-0 count, Gage Deutsch is coming right back with two straight strikes. 3-2 pitch on the way. That's going to be swung on and fouled out of play. So to still remain 3-2 to count to the leadoff hitter here in the top of the second inning. And once again, 3-2 pitch on the way. That one's going to be swung on into left field. Waylon Phillips coming in, making a dive, unable to come up with it. But comes up with the quickness and fires it in, keeping the runner at first base. Now batting for the Raiders, Xander Forsell, number 14. So number 14, Forsell, will be coming up to bat. There's nobody out, and the leadoff batter, Solis, at first base. With a hit to left field. That one's going to get over Ethan Mendez, as that ball was caught in the sun. And Solis will round second on his way to third. Yeah, that sun's right there in that perfect position to where Ethan Mendez had to do battle with it. So with the overthrow, Solis will make his way to third base. With nobody out, Purcell at the plate. And he'll look at the first pitch. Outside for strike one. Breaking ball in there for strike two from Gage Deutsch. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, swing and a miss for strike three. And out number one here in the top of the second inning. Forsell got a piece of that one, but Guetta was able to hang on to it. Now batting for the Raiders, number 9, Rainer Heinrich. So this is going to be Heinrich's second time up to the plate. He doubled his first plate appearance on the very first pitch he saw of the game. And he'll take a look at the breaking ball inside for ball one, up and in. Heinrich doubled to right center field to lead the game off. And he'll take a look at the 1-0 pitch. Catch that outside corner for strike one. 1-1 the count. And once again, one out here in the top of the second inning. Deutsch with the delivery. And that fastball said, catch me on the outside for strike two. 1-2 to count to the leadoff batter, Heinrich. High breaking ball up and away for ball two. Got the wind blowing in all the directions. Now blowing in from center field. Now shifting over from left to right center field. 2-2 pitch on the way. Missing outside for ball three. Ryland Payne in the on-deck circle for the Raiders. Three-two pitch. Swung on, hit towards the shortstop. Ojeda coming up, throwing over the first. Hesitated a little bit. A runner will score. And Heinrich will reach on a fielder's choice. Now batting for the Raiders, number 21, Rylan Payne. So Payne will come up to bat. He reached on a bloop bunt single. Had to be there to believe it. Looks at the first pitch outside for ball one. Yeah, it's going to miss high for ball two. Heinrich getting a big jump off the bag. If Deutsch could time it, he could get it out there in time. But it's all about timing. And that's going to find its way in there for strike one. Of course, always has it in the back of his mind. Last time he went to first base, he overthrew the first baseman as Mendez was unable to see it as the sun was right in his eyes. That's going to miss outside for ball three. Three balls, one strike, one out. Raiders already put one run across the plate here in the top half of the second and lead 3-0. And that's going to miss for ball four. That'll put Heinrich at second, Payne at first. Now up to bat, number 8, Oscar Salazar. So Salazar flew out to the right fielder, his first plate appearance. And he'll look at the first pitch for strike one. A breaking ball on the outside. That one's going to be fouled right back to the backstop for strike two. 0-2 to count to Salazar. Landon Miller, the center fielder, is in the on-deck circle for the Raiders. The 0-2 pitch on its way. That one's going to be fouled back to the backstop once again. Oh, 0-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball hit towards the shortstop. Ojeda comes up with it, unable to make the throw anywhere, and the bases are going to be loaded with one out here in the top of the second inning. Now up to bat for the Raiders, number 10, Landon Miller. So once again, bases loaded, one out here in the top of the second inning. Rouse Raiders looking to add a couple of more runs as they lead 3-0 so far. And swinging on the first pitch, fouling it back to the backstop for strike one is Landon Miller. As Connor Thompson in the on-deck circle, the right fielder for the Raiders. Well, one pitch on the way, breaking ball, fouling it back to the backstop for strike two. Deutsch does have one strikeout here on the night. The lone out so far here in the top of the second inning. That's going to be a chopper to the second baseman. Over to second for one. Over to first. Not in time, and another Raider runner will score. Now to bat number 27, Connor Thompson. So the right fielder will dig into the batter's box for his second plate appearance. He is 1 for 1 tonight. Once again, there is 2 outs here in the top of the second. That's going to be outside for ball 2. Got Ryland Payne at third base. Landon Miller at first. Connor Thompson at the plate with 2 outs here in the top of the second. 2-0 count. High, and they'll attempt to make the throw as Landon Miller will stroll his way in to second base. It's going to be a 3-0 count to Connor Thompson with Nathan Miller in the on-deck circle for the Raiders. That's going to be high for ball 4. That's going to load the bases up. Now up to bat number 22, Nathan Miller. So Nathan Miller will dig into the batter's box, looks at the first pitch, breaking ball for strike 1. Once again, 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Bases are jacked with Raiders. Payne at third, Landon Miller at second, and Connor Thompson at first. That one's going to be fouled out of play for strike 2. As Nathan Miller is behind on the count, 0-2. With the delivery, that one's going to be hitting towards right center field. And coming up forward, making the catch, and the squeeze for out number 3 is going to be Caden Mavis. So 3 hits here in the top of the second inning, and the Rouse Raiders lead 4-0 after scoring 2 runs here in the top of the second. So we're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lion baseball right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
Adam & Sons AC and Heating is a locally owned business. President, CEO, and U.S. Navy veteran Adam Renteria has been certified in HVAC since 2010. Adam is also certified as a home performance specialist through BPI. Adam & Sons offers professional work, excellent quality service with affordable prices. Whether it's commercial or residential, Adam & Sons is the one to call. Contact Adam & Sons AC and Heating at 512-844-2695 or email adamrenteria64air@yahoo.com. Mention you heard this ad on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast and get 10% off your service call.
Meitler Plumbing LLC is the one to call on for your plumbing service work in Lockhart and Caldwell County. Call Darren Meitler from Meitler Plumbing at 512-398-3146. Darren has been with the family business for over 30 years and has been voted best plumber in Caldwell County numerous times. Master licensed and bonded. So, for any plumbing issues, call Meitler Plumbing for your plumbing service. Darren Meitler is also a 1989 Lockhart alumni and football captain for Lockhart Lions. Go Lions! Once a Lion, always a Lion.
Now leading off for the Lockhart Lions, number 16, Ethan Mendez. So Ethan Mendez will dig into the batter's box. His first plate appearance here tonight. Looks at the first pitch. That's going to be low and in the turf for ball one. We will see the first three batters coming up. Ethan Mendez, Caden Mavis, and Weston Phillips. The numbers 7, 8, and 9 hitters. And swinging away, that one's going to be driven into left field. That's going to be fair as Mendez will round first on his way to second. And he'll be in there with a stand-up double or slide. He'll go ahead and slide in there. Now batting for the Lions, number 19, Caden Mavis. So Caden Mavis will be digging in. So squaring around the show bunt. That's going to be outside for ball one. Very close to that one almost being a strike as Mavis held the bat out there a little bit longer than usual. But I guess he was able to pull it back in time for ball one. Squares around the show bunt. And bunts right through it for strike one. So Ethan Mendez at second base with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the second inning. That one's going to be hit right back up the middle to the shortstop Solis over to first base. And in time, Mendez will scoot on over to second base, though. So it'll be 6-3 for out number one. Now up to bat for the Lockhart Lions, number 13, Weston Phillips. So the number 9 hitter comes up to bat with Mendez at third base. And that's going to be in there for strike one. And that one's going to miss outside for ball one. 1-1 the count. Nice job by Forcell framing those pitches. And swinging a miss on a breaking ball for strike two. And one out here in the bottom of the second inning. Leadoff batter, Jacob Wisnett in the on-deck circle for the Lions. Drop third strike over to first. And great job by the first baseman to scoop it up for out number two. Now up to bat for the Lockhart Lions, number 3, Jacob Wisnett. So Wisnett is 1 for 1 tonight. Led the game off for the Lions with a single. Beat out an infield single. And he'll take a look at the first pitch. Breaking ball for strike one. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Ethan Mendez still at third base. Outside breaking pitch for ball one. Swing and a miss for strike two. Wisnett was looking to send that one to another area code. 1-2 pitch on the way from Silva. And Wisnett will get a piece of that one as it goes back to the backstop. I'll give a big shout out. See, Louis Flores is watching the broadcast. Good to see the Marine, former Lockhart Lion himself, shot right up the middle for a single for Wisnett. That's going to be an RBI single as a run will score for the Lions. Now up to bat for the Lockhart Lions, number 1, Gage Deutsch. So the Lions get their first run of the game, still trail 4-1. As Gage Deutsch will dig in. Wisnett at first base with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. And he was able to hold back on that one, so that's going to be ball one. And Wisnett will go, and he'll have to go back as that one's going to be fouled out of play for strike one. Wisnett got a huge jump off of that one. And once again, go back to Louis Flores, former Lockhart Lion last year, second baseman. It's the United States Marine now. So look out. So the count's going to be 1-1 to Gage Deutsch. Breaking ball high for ball 2. And of course, Louis, if you ever make your way back to Lockhart to watch your little brother play, the door is always open here in the broadcast booth for you to come on in and join me. Throw to first base, not in time as Wisnet's able to slide up underneath the tag of Salazar. Gavin Silva still on the mound for the Raiders. Gage Deutsch at the plate. Wisnet will go once again inside, and the catcher Porcel is unable to hang on to it as he was looking for the transfer and unable to hang on to it. Count's going to be 3-1 strike to Gage Deutsch. And once again, Wisnet with a huge jump. That'll give Wisnet 12 steals on the season. He leads the Lockhart Lions in steals and stolen bases. So 3-1 pitch to Gage Deutsch. He'll take a hack at that one. Fouls it into the dugout of the Lockhart Lions as the Lions head off scrambling. That'll make the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Silva with the delivery. And unable to hang on. Either way, that's going to be called strike 3. And the Lockhart Lions will strand one more runner in the base pads. So after 2 innings of play, it is the Rouse Raiders 4, the Lockhart Lions 1. As the Lockhart Lions able to put 1 run across the plate here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lion baseball right here on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
We know it can be hard to follow a dream, even harder to sustain one. However, at Changing Faces Barber Academy, we not only understand, but welcome those walking the path of their reveries. We make it our purpose to teach beyond just a skill set of cutting hair. In fact, we want to help with communication dexterity, give you the abilities to not only build clientele, but to be able to build off one. A good barber is the customer service he or she gives. And that is the mission here at Changing Faces Barber Academy. If you are interested in making a career of becoming a barber, you can visit our website at cfbarberacademy.com. Or stop on by at 900 Bug Lane Suite 115 in San Marcos, Texas.
And the throw down to second lets you know it's time to play baseball once again as we get ready to start the top of the 3rd inning. And leading things off for the Rouse Raiders is going to be the designated hitter, Trey Schluter. Now leading off for the Raiders, number 5, Trey Schluter. So Schluter will dig in, his second plate appearance. Popped out to the second baseman. His last plate appearance. Looks at the first pitch for strike 1. Breaking ball. Looking at strike 2. Gage Deutsch still on the mound for the Lions. And that one's going to be outside for ball 1. 1-2 the count now to Schluter. So the 1-2 pitch from Deutsch. That one's going to be fouled out of play over the right side. So the count will still remain 1 ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff batter here in the top of the third inning. Rouse Raiders lead the Lions by a score of 4-1. Rouse Raiders able to put 2 runs in the top of the first and top of the second. And the Lions' lone score came in the bottom of the second with an RBI single right up the middle by Jacob Wisnett that scored Mendez from third base. The 1-2 pitch is going to miss for ball 2. 2-2 to count now. That's going to be outside in the turf for ball 3. So the count's going to be full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Trey Sluter, the leadoff hitter here in the top of the third. And that's going to be in there for strike 3. As Deutsch picks up his second strikeout. Now up to bat for the Raiders, number 7, Jacob Solis. So Jacob Solis will be at the plate with 1 out here in the top of the third. With Xander Forsell, the catcher, in the on-deck circle. That one's going to be up and in for ball 1. One old pitch, breaking ball in there for strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. That's going to be up and away for ball 2. Trying to get Solis to chase after that one. Jacob Solis is 1 for 1 tonight. And he'll look at the 2-1 pitch outside for ball 2, or strike 2. So the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball is going to be a ground ball hit to Weston Phillips at second over to first. And in time for out number 2. Now up to bat, number 14, Xander Forsell. So 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. As the Lions able to get the first 2 batters out by way of strikeout and a 4-3 for out number 2. Breaking pitch in there for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch on the way, low and outside for ball 1. And 1-1 count. And the leadoff hitter for the Raiders, Heinrich, is in the on-deck circle. And off the end of the bat for strike 2. I know Coach Arias would love to get this, would love to get Xander out. Don't want to take it back to the top of the lineup with Heinrich, who's 2 for 2 tonight. That one's going to be fouled back to the backstop. Count will still remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. A 1-2 pitch on the way. That's going to be a ground ball hit towards second base. Weston Phillips over to first and in time. And the Rouse Raiders go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the third inning. So after 2.5 innings of play, score still remains. Raiders 4, Lions 1. We're going to take a quick timeout and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lion baseball right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
Shields AC and Heating is a small family-owned business located here in Lockhart, Texas. You can count on us for all your air conditioning and heating repairs. Here at Shields AC and Heating we service commercial and residential HVAC system as well as refrigeration, ice machines and walk-in coolers. So, if you're in need of commercial or residential AC repairs, you can count on Shields AC and Heating to be there for you by calling us at 512-227-1219. We take pride in your comfort.
Now leading off for the Lockhart Lions, number 2, Santiago Guerra. So Santiago Guerra will lead things off for the Lockhart Lions here in the bottom of the third inning. And he'll take a look at the first pitch outside for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch will be outside in the turf for ball 2. Nick Ojeda in the on-deck circle for the Lions. That one cutting right back into the home plate. Catching that outside corner for strike 1. 2-1 the count. Guerra walked his first plate appearance. And the 2-1 pitch will be outside for ball 3. The 3-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 2. That's going to make the count full. Thank you, Claudio, for the stars. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. And out number 1 here in the bottom of the third. Now up to bat for the Lions, number 6, Nick Ojeda. Laying down the bunt down the right side. The pitcher will scoop it up. Silva will make the tag for out number 1. Out number 2. And that'll bring up. Now to bat for the Lions, number 20, Austin Rodriguez. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Austin Rodriguez at the plate, looks at the first pitch for strike 1. Austin Rodriguez struck out his first plate appearance back in the first inning. And looks at the breaking ball outside for ball 1. 1-1 the count. One pitch outside in the turf for ball 2. Rodriguez almost took a hack at that one, able to hold back off of it. Once again, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. And that one's going to be right in there for strike 2. 2-2 to count. Waylon Phillips in the on-deck circle for the Lions. And that's going to be in there for strike 3. And that's going to do it. The Rouse Raiders go in order 1, 2, 3 in the top of the third. Lockhart Lions follow suit and go down 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the third. So after 3 innings of play, the score still remains Rouse Raiders 4, Lockhart Lions 1. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lion baseball right here on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
If you're looking to capture that special moment, let Adrian Gutierrez Photography capture that special moment for you. Whether it's a wedding, birthday, family photo, or any special occasion, Adrian Gutierrez Photography is the right one to turn that special moment into a memory that will last a lifetime. Adrian Gutierrez proudly supports Lockhart Lion Athletics and can be seen at many events in Lockhart, as well as at Lockhart Lions sporting events, offering his time to create special moments for the Lockhart community. You can contact Adrian Gutierrez Photography at 512-227-6794, email adriangutierrezphotography@gmail.com, or his website adriangutierrezphotography.com.
And we are back for the top half of the 4th inning. And leading things off will be Rainer Heinrich. He's 2 for 2 tonight. And leading off for the Rouse Raiders, number 9, Rainer Heinrich. So the second baseman will be coming up to bat, leading things off here in the top half of the 4th inning. Gage Doy still on the mound for the Lions, swinging at the first pitch once again out to right center field. Same result as Heinrich will round first on his way to second. So just as he led off the top half of the 1st inning, Heinrich does the same thing here in the top half of the 4th. A double off the first pitch to right center field. Now up to bat, number 21, Ryland Payne. So Ryland Payne comes up to bat. Last time in the top half of the 1st inning, Heinrich came up to bat, swung at the first pitch, and got a stand-up double to right center field, just as he did now. And Ryland Payne followed suit with the bunt right over the pitcher's head. On the very next pitch, to put the first 2 batters on the base pads for the Rouse Raiders, them 2 would eventually score in the top half of the 1st inning. This time, Payne is swinging away. He fouls it off towards the right side, and that's going to be out of play as nobody was able to find that one. So that one's going to be out of play for strike 1. That's going to be Weston at second base. That's going to be in there for strike 2. We got a defensive shift once again. So 0-2 pitch on the way, breaking ball outside as we got a substitutions out in the play of field. Waylon is in right field. Giovanni Vasquez in left field. Caden Mavis at second base. Runner goes. And that's going to be a stolen base. And ball 2. Weston Phillips goes back to first base. Ethan Mendez goes back to third. Count is 2-2. And that's going to go right off the helmet of Payne. And those of you that are familiar with Lockhart, Texas, the umpire out on the field for tonight's game is one Stephen Brown, former Lockhart Lion himself, as he goes on to check the Ryland Payne. Took a fastball to the helmet. If I know anything about Stephen Brown, he's asking Payne, what do you think about the Astros? Now up to bat for the Raiders, number 8, Oscar Salazar. So Payne is at first on a hit by pitch, and that'll bring Oscar Salazar up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 tonight. And he'll look at the first pitch outside for ball 1. As Payne is at first base, Heinrich at third. I'm good. So 1-0 pitch on the way. A runner goes down to second, to throw back to the pitcher, and no throw to second. And Payne will get credited with a stolen base. Count's going to be 2-0. High chopper to the third baseman. Mendez comes up digging over to first, and in time, great job by Weston Phillips to hang on to that one for out number 1. Unfortunately, another Rouse runner will cross the plate. Now batting for the Raiders, number 10, Landon Miller. That'll put Payne at third base. This one's going to be hit towards right field. And that's going to be foul. So that's going to be a long strike 1. This one's going to be hit hard towards center field. Wisnett coming up, making the catch, the throw home. Will not be in time, as Payne will come in sliding head first for the 6th run for the Rouse Raiders. Now up to bat, number 27, Connor Thompson. So sacrifice fly to center field. We'll score the second run in here in the top of the second inning, and a push bunt down the right side by Connor will go foul for strike 1. Once again, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. A 1 pitch on the way, breaking ball, catching the good portion of the plate for strike 2. 0-2 to count. And taking a hack at that one to stay alive, fouling it back to the backstop. Count still 0-2. And once again, 0-2 pitch coming up from Gage Deutsch. Breaking ball, just missing high for ball one. And that one's going to be called strike three. And that's going to do it. After 3.5 innings of play, Rouse Raiders add 2 more runs to their total and now lead the Lockhart Lions by a score of 6-1. We're going to take a quick timeout and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lion baseball right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
Old Pal Texas Tavern, located on the square in downtown Lockhart at 100 East Market Street. From a variety of appetizers, fried chicken, burgers, and salads, Old Pal is the right place for your hunger. We're open 7 days a week, Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Fridays and Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Our kitchen will be open late for Lockhart Lions Friday Night Lights home games. Old Pal Texas Tavern, cold drinks, fried chicken, and famous smash burgers are perfect for your after-game score. At Old Pals, we are proud supporters of the Lockhart Lions and the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
Leading off with the Lockhart Lions, number 7, Waylon Phillips. So Waylon, Ethan Mendez, and Caden Mavis will be the first 3 batters coming up to bat here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss for strike one as Silva is still on the mound. Swing and a miss for strike two. Waylon is 0 for 1 tonight. A chopper hit towards the shortstop. Solis comes up firing over to first base. And in time for out number 1. Now up to bat for the Lions, number 16, Ethan Mendez. Mendez is 1 for 1 tonight. And scored on an RBI single by Wisnett up the middle. He'll look at the first pitch for strike one. With 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Mendez with 1 of 2 hits for the Lions. It sends that one out towards right field, and that's going to be a bloop single. They'll fire it over to first base, and it's going to be not in time. As it goes into the dugout, so Mendez will be awarded second base. Mavis. Now batting for the Lockhart Lions, number 19, Caden Mavis. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ethan Mendez at second base. Ground ball to the third baseman. Miller comes up firing over to first base. A little bit off target, but Salazar able to apply the tag on Mavis for out number 2. Now batting for the Lockhart Lions, number 13, Weston Phillips. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ethan Mendez at second base. Now swing and a miss for strike one. As the first baseman, Weston Phillips is at the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Looks like there's a car with the headlights on in the parking lot. And we got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ethan Mendez at second base, reaching on a single to right field. Advances to second base after the throw from the right fielder goes into the dugout. Weston Phillips looking at an 0-2 count. Silva still on the mound for the Raiders. And a swing and a miss, a drop third strike. Over to first and in time for out number 3. So that's going to do it for the Lockhart Lions here in the bottom of the 4th inning as we head to the top of the 5th. After 4 innings of play, it is Leander Rouse Raiders 6, Lockhart Lions 1. We're going to take another quick timeout, and we'll be right back with more Lockhart Lion baseball right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
If you find yourself stuck on the side of the road or in an accident, call Quantum Towing and Recovery at 512-295-8697. Quantum Towing has been a family-owned business since its inception in 2000. We offer 24-hour towing and recovery services for your vehicle. We also offer a wide range of services such as lockouts, jump starts, tire change, winch outs, and environmental hazard cleanups. With 4 locations that cover Kyle, San Marcos, Hulen, and Lockhart. Quantum Towing is only a phone call away for all of your towing needs.
If you're looking to liven up your child's birthday party or celebration, JR's Bouncy Biz has what you need. From your basic jump house and water slide, to a choice of a boys or girls combo bouncy house with slide. For more information and to schedule a reservation, you can call 737-262-0231 and let JR's Bouncy Biz help you liven up your party.
And we're back for the top half of the 5th inning as Nathan Miller will lead things off for the Rouse Raiders. Gage Doy still on the mound for the Lions. And Miller will look at the first pitch, breaking ball high for ball 1. Yeah, it's going to be a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. So far, no more change on the field of play for the Lions. We still got Mendez at third, Ojeda at short, Mabus at second, and Weston Phillips at first base. That one's going to be fouled off the leg of Nathan Miller, so that'll be a foul ball. Vasquez at left field, Wisnett at center field, and Waylon Phillips out in right field. Actually, Noah Sanchez is in the game now in right field. And that one's going to be popped up towards the right side. Giving chase is Waylon or Weston Phillips, and that's going to be foul. Yeah. All right, so it's official. Noah Sanchez is in right field. 1-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball hit to Ojeda at shortstop. Scoops it up cleanly over to first and in time for out number 1. And that's going to bring up Trey Schluter up to the plate. Now up to bat for the Raiders, number 5, Trey Schluter. And Schluter is 0 for 2 tonight. Flew out to the second baseman and struck out his first 2 plate appearances. Time he'll look at the first pitch, low and outside for ball 1. A 1-0 pitch on the way. And it's going to find its way across the plate for strike 1. And that one's going to be hit sharply over towards the right side and out of play for strike 2. Drop third strike. Santi picks it up over to first. And nice job by Weston Phillips. Weston Phillips by scooping that one up out of the dirt. Oh, it's Waylon at first. Excuse. Well, it's a Phillips. So Waylon Phillips is at first base. Now to bat for the Raiders, number 7, Jacob Solis. Count is 1-1 to Jacob Solis. That's 0-2, excuse me, and that's going to be called third strike on the outside. So that's going to do it for the top half of the 5th inning. The Rouse Raiders will once again go down in order 1, 2, 3 for the second time tonight. So after 4.5 innings of play, score still remains Rouse Raiders 6, Lockhart Lions 1. We're going to take a quick timeout and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lion baseball right here on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
If you find yourself stuck on the side of the road or in an accident, call Quantum Towing and Recovery at 512-295-8697. Quantum Towing has been a family-owned business since its inception in 2000. We offer 24-hour towing and recovery services for your vehicle. We also offer a wide range of services such as lockouts, jump starts, tire change, wrench outs, and environmental hazard cleanups. With 4 locations that cover Kyle, San Marcos, Lulin, and Lockhart. Quantum Towing is only a phone call away for all of your towing needs.
Richie 360 Photo Booth Rentals is your one-stop shop for your next event. Whether it's weddings, baby showers, birthdays, graduations, and more. You can have the best of both worlds with our 360 video booth and mini booth mirror. The 360 photo booth is a revolutionary next-level photo booth experience. The revolving camera surrounds attendees, capturing a 360-degree slow-motion movie that your guests will remember forever. Here at Richie 360 Photo Booth, this is where moments turn into memories. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook.
Now leading off for the Lockhart Lions, number 3, Jacob Wisnut. So Wisnut will lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Silva still on the mound, and that's going to be a called strike. That'll make the count 0-1. Another breaking ball, catching it inside corner for strike 2. And Wisnut behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes to lead off here in the bottom of the 5th. But that one's going to be a ground ball hit down the left side. That one's going to be foul. Just foul. That was very close. That was very close to going right over the bag. Count still 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch missing outside. Trying to get Wisner to chase after one. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now up to bat for the Lockhart Lions, number 1, Gage Deutsch. So Deutsch is 0 for 1 tonight with a walk and a strikeout. And he'll look at the first pitch outside for ball 1. Silva doing a great job on the mound for the Raiders tonight. Has some great defense behind him as well. It's going to be a breaking ball, good enough for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Of course, District 25 5A has 3 teams in the top 10 in the state for 5A baseball. 1-1 pitch going to be outside for ball 2. We got Liberty Hill, Cedar Park, and of course, Leander Rouse in the top 10 rankings here in Texas 5A baseball. And that's going to be in there for strike 2. 2-2 to count. We leave 7, 8, and 9. Liberty Hill, Cedar Park, and Leander Rouse in order. And that's going to be called third strike on the outside for out number 2. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Now to bat for the Lockhart Lions, number 2, Santiago Guerra. Guerra is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout tonight. And he'll look at the first pitch outside for ball 1. And 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Nick Ojeda in the on-deck circle for the Lions. Swing and a miss for strike 1. The wind has died down a little bit out in the outfield. That one's going to be hit right back up the middle. Backhanded by the second baseman over to first. And not in time as Guerra will leg it out for an infield single. Now up to bat for the Lockhart Lions, number 6, Nick Ojeda. So Ojeda will come up to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He'll look at the first pitch outside in the turf for ball 1. Guerra is at first base with an infield single up the middle. Ojeda fouls that one back to the backstop for strike 1. 1-1 to count. And Giovanni Vasquez will be coming up to bat. That'll be his first plate appearance. Will be batting for the designated hitter, Austin Rodriguez. That's going to be inside for ball 2. Well, swing and a miss for strike 2. 2-2 to count. And 2-2 pitch on the way. Missing outside for ball 3. Count's going to be full. Guetta's going to be on the move with this very next pitch. Guetta on the move. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And that's going to do it for the bottom half of the 6th inning. Or excuse me, for the 5th inning. So after 5 innings of play, it is Leander Glenn 6, Lockhart Lions 1. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back with more Lockhart Lion baseball right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
Nestled on the outskirts of Luling and Lockhart is the beautiful and quaint chapel on Mayberry Hill. A tiny wedding chapel specializing in micro weddings, vow renewals, officiant services, and as a photography venue. The chapel is both rustic and elegant, as it sits atop the wooded grounds of a private residence. Named after the homestead and hill it rests upon, the chapel features a cedar accent wall, stunning cedar slatted high ceilings, genuine hardwood floors, and beautifully restored stained glass windows. The Mayberrys are both ordained ministers and enjoy the opportunity to provide small, affordable and stress-free micro-wedding ceremonies, with a wide range of services and all-inclusive packages. Follow the chapel on social media or see their website at chapelonmayberryhill.net.
And we are back here for the top of the 6th inning as we got a new pitcher in the game and a new catcher. Santiago Guerra will go from behind the plate to the mound. And Xavier Schulte will come in from the dugout, and he'll be behind the plate for the Lockhart Lions. And once again, we get set to start the top of the 6th inning. Leading off for the Raiders, number 14, Xander Forsell. So Xander Forsell will lead things off for the Raiders, as he'll be set to face a new pitcher in Santiago Guerra. And Santi and Xavier are going over the call signs. Rouse Raiders lead by a score of 6-1. As we start the top of the 6th, and it will start off with the strike call. As Xander Forsell will lead things off for the Raiders. That one's going to be off the end of the bat for strike 2. So Xander will start this at bat with an 0-2 count. And Xander will get hit on an 0-2 pitch, and he'll make his way to first base. And since Xander is a catcher, we'll have a courtesy runner coming in. That's going to be Gaitan running for him. Now to bat for the Raiders, number 9, Rainer Heinrich. Yeah, Heinrich is 3 for 3 as we got a courtesy runner, Gaitan, running for sale. And that first pitch is going to be outside in the turf. And Gaitan will advance to second base on the pass ball. Heinrich has 2 doubles and a single. 3 for 3 tonight. That one's going to be low for ball 2. And that one's going to be hit over towards the right side off the glove of the first baseman. And rounding third on his way home is Gaitan. Now batting for the Raiders, number 4, Snow. So we'll have a pinch hitter coming into the game. It's going to be number 4, Snow, batting for Ryland Payne. And the runner goes. Heinrich on his way to second to throw, not in time. You got 1 strike on the count. Breaking ball, missing. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody out. That one's going to be in the turf for ball 2. 2-1-1 count to Snow as he is up to bat for the first time tonight. As Santi Guerra is on the mound coming in for Gage Deutsch. That was going to miss the outside corner for ball 3. Three-one pitch on the way. Heinrich goes to third. Throw won't be in time. As that'll put runners at the corner. Actually, that's going to be, Heinrich at third base. Snow at first. And now Oscar Salazar will be coming up to bat. Now to bat for the Raiders, number 8, Oscar Salazar. So runners at the corners for the Raiders. That one, Snow takes off from first. That one's going to be popped up towards the right side. And unable to come up with the catch in foul territory is Waylon Phillips. So that will fall for strike 1. Snow will take off once again to throw will not be attempted. And Snow will get a stolen base as he finds his way at second base. One and one the count. That one's going to be swung on and hit towards the right side, giving chase into foul territory. It's going to be a long foul for strike two. So 1-2 the count, nobody out here in the top of the sixth inning. Breaking ball just missing for ball two. 2-2 to count now. That one's going to be hit high and deep towards center field. The wind's going to push it in towards the infield. Wisnett will make the catch. No throw, no run to home, as Heinrich will stay at third, excuse me. That'll make one out here in the top of the sixth inning. Now batting for the Raiders, number 10, Landon Miller. So one out here in the top of the sixth inning. Landon Miller comes up to the plate with two runners in scoring position. And he'll hit this one high towards right field. Noah Sanchez camping underneath it. He'll he'll drop it. Heinrich will come in and score from third. And we'll see another pinch hitter coming up to bat. Now up to bat for the Raiders, number 12, Espinosa. Espinosa will be batting for Connor Thompson. Turns around, showing bunt. Catches Snow a little bit off the bag, a little bit in a pickle, and Santiago Guerra will make the tag for out number 2. And it'll be strike one to the batter, Espinosa. Count is 1-0. Now it's going to be 2-0. It's going to be up and away for ball 3. Three and 0 the count. 2 outs here in the top of the sixth inning. And that'll slide in there for strike one. 3 balls and 1 strike. And it's going to be in there for strike 2. The count is full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Oscar Salazar at third base for the Raiders. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And that's going to do it for the top half of the 6th inning, but not before the Raiders add 2 more runs and now lead the Lions by a score of 8-1. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with more Lockhart Lion baseball right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
Attention parents of all young athletes. Are you looking to take your game to the next level? Then join us at Lions Legacy, where our dedicated and experienced coaches provide free group training sessions to help you improve your skills and reach your full potential. We also offer low-cost private and sports-specific training as well. But that's not all. By joining our Legacy program, you'll have access to camps, scholarships, community events, team building exercises, tutoring, and more throughout your school and athletic career. So come be a part of something special and start building your legacy today. Join us at Lions Legacy and let's take your game to the next level. For more info, go to www.lionslegacy.org or call us at 512-200-2005. Go Lions!
And we are back for the bottom half of the sixth inning. Rouse Raiders have scored 2 runs in the first, second, fourth, and sixth innings, while the Lockhart Lions scored 1 run in the bottom of the second inning. As the Raiders have a 7-run lead, 8-1 going into the bottom of the sixth. And leading things off with the Lockhart Lions going to be number 9, Giovanni Vasquez. He'll be coming into bat for Austin Rodriguez, the designated hitter. As Waylon Phillips will be in the on-deck circle, followed by Ethan Mendez. And now leading off for the Lockhart Lions, number 9, Giovanni Vasquez. So Vasquez will come up to bat for his first time today. And once again, we're in the bottom of the sixth inning. And that's going to be drive into right field. A diving stop by the second baseman over to first as Vasquez head first slides into first base. Is still going to be called out. So great play by the second baseman, Heinrich. For out number 1 here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Now batting for the Lions, number 7, Waylon Phillips. Waylon Phillips looks at the first pitch outside, breaking ball for strike 1. As we got a new pitcher in the game for the Raiders. That's going to be number 3, Holbrook, the left-hander coming in for relief. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Count is 1-2 with 1 out. Swing and a miss for strike 3. For out number 2. Now up to bat number 16, Ethan Mendez. So Mendez will come up to bat. Looks at the first pitch, breaking ball from Holbrook, just missing outside for ball 1. One-0 pitch. Swung on, and that's going to be fouled towards the right side and finds its way out of play for strike 1. Caden Phillips in the on-deck circle for the Lions. There, 1-1 pitch on the way. That's going to be low and inside for ball 2. So 2-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, catching that outside corner for strike 2. So 2-2 pitch on the way. That's going to be a chopper to Solis at short. Comes up firing over to first base. Gets away from the first baseman. And great hustle play by the catcher. Trailing the play. Ethan Mendez finds his way on the base paths for the third time tonight. 3 for 3. Now to bat number 19, Caden Mavis. So Mendez with a little short lead off of first with the left-hander Holbrook on the mound. And Mavis will look at the first pitch. I believe it was for ball 1. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. Holbrook with the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball missing outside for ball 2. Two-one pitch on the way. That one's going to be fouled down the left side, almost inside the visitors' dugout. Count's going to be 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs to Caden Mavis. It's going to be a ground ball hit to Heinrich as he backs up, scoops it up over to first base. And in time for out number 3. So after 6 innings of play, the Rouse Raiders are up 8-1 over the Lockhart Lions. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lion baseball right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. So we head to the top of the 7th with the Rouse Raiders with a comfortable lead, 7-run lead, 8-1 over the Lockhart Lions. We got some defensive shifts on the playing field for the Lions. Going to third base is going to be Cade Mavis. Going to second will be Santi Guerra. And going back to first for the second time today, Ethan Mendez. And new pitcher on the mound for the Lockhart Lions is going to be number 7, Waylon Phillips. And leading things off for the Raiders will be number 22, Nathan Miller. And now leading off for the Raiders, number 22, Nathan Miller. So the left-hander will come up to the mound for the Lockhart Lions. Matter of fact, I believe he's the only left-hander for the Lions at any position. And that first pitch is going to be hit towards Ojeda at shortstop. Fumbles the baseball, and Miller will reach base on an error. And we'll have a courtesy runner coming in. That's going to be number 1 running. That's going to be Gaitan. Now up to bat for the Raiders, number 18, Terbe. And time has been called. All right, whatever it was, the issue was, has been settled. As we get back, Terbe will be coming up to bat for his first time today. He'll be batting for Trey Schluter. And he'll look at the first pitch for strike 1. We'll take a swing, miss it for strike 1, excuse me. That one's going to miss outside for ball 1. Count's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike to Terbe. That's going to be called strike on the outside for strike 2. 1-2 to count. One-two pitch on the way inside for ball 2. Shoki unable to find it right away. And the runner will advance from first to second. It's going to be Gaitan, who is now running for Nathan Miller. It was going to miss outside for ball 3, and that's going to make the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody out here in the top of the 7th. And that'll be up and in for ball 4. Now up to bat number 7, Jacob Solis. So Solis will come up to bat. That's going to be up and away for ball 1 as both runners will advance on the pass ball. As Gaitan will be at third base, Terbe at second. That one's going to be swung on and fouled out of play for strike 1. Once again, nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. And Gaitan, or excuse me, Solis will take a look at the 1-1 pitch for strike 2. Breaking ball missing outside for ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count. That one's going to be slow it inside for ball 3. Full count pitch coming up. Three-two pitch on the way. That one's going to be hit hard towards left field. Vasquez going back, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. But Gaitan will advance from third and tag up. Now up to bat, number 14, Xander for sale. Bay will stay at second. And that first pitch is going to get away from Schulke. Be high for ball 1. And Bay will advance from second to third on the pass ball. That one's going to be high for ball 2. I want to be outside for ball 3. 3-0 count coming up. Got a miss for ball 4, and that'll put runners at the corners. Now up to bat for the Raiders, number 13, Henderson. Well, looks like we'll have a courtesy runner coming in. That's going to be number 2, Barron, coming in to run for sale. And new hitter in the game, number 13, Henderson at the plate, coming out with 2 runners on the base pads for the Raiders. He'll look at the first pitch, high for ball 1. Got Turbay at third base. Barron running for the catcher, and he's going to steal second. Pitch will get away from Schulke, so that's going to make it ball 2. 2-0 the count to Henderson. As the Raiders have runners at third and second. Turbay at third. Barron at second. And that's going to miss outside for ball 3. Going to miss low and outside for ball 4, and that's going to load the bases up with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. As there's a discussion on the pitcher's mound. As Ryland Payne will be the next batter coming up. As Turbay, Barron, and Henderson are on the base pads. Now up to bat for the Raiders, number 21, Ryland Payne. And the first pitch to Payne will be in there for strike one. That one's going to be swung on and hit over here towards the right side. Ethan Mendes will make the squeeze for out number 2. Now up to bat, number 8, Oscar Salazar. So Salazar will come up to the plate with 2 outs here at the top of the 7th inning. And he'll look at the first pitch for ball 1. And that one's going to miss inside for ball 2. Two-0 pitch on the way. That one's going to be swung on and hit hard towards left field. That's going back. And off the bottom of the fence, that wind kept it in play as 1 run to score, 2 runs to score. And that's going to be a base clearing stand-up double. And that'll make the score 12-1, and that wind kept it in. Now up to bat for the Raiders, number 31, Graves. And just as I'm looking, that wind was blowing for a brief moment from right to left. But it was that breeze that kept it in play. It's going to be up and away for ball 1. That one's going to be hit hard towards the left side, and Giovanni Vasquez will make the squeeze for out number 3. And that's going to do it for the top half of the 7th, but not before the Raiders put 4 more on the board and lead the Lockhart Lions by a score of 12-1. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lion baseball right here on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
Smoke Texas Barbecue puts smiles on faces. Since 1900, Kreitz Market's been putting smiles on faces with every bite of Smoke Texas Barbecue. Located off of Highway 183 at 619 North Colorado Street in Lockhart, Texas, 5th-generation owner Keith Schmidt continues the tradition of providing the best barbecue in Texas with its award-winning varieties of beef, sausage, and pork meats. All Kreitz Barbecue is post oak smoked to perfection under Pitmaster Roy Perez's watchful eye in Kreitz Market's hallowed brick pits. Let Kreitz cater your party or event. Kreitz can assemble a complete barbecue dinner and sides for any event in Central Texas. To get a quote on catering, Kreitz Barbecue Catering Manager Weston Black can be reached at 512-398-2361. That's 512-398-2361. Kreitz Market opens 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Sundays from 10:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can find out more about Kreitz Market on their Facebook page or go to KreitzMarket.com. That's www.KreitzMarket.com.
Now leading off for the Lockhart Lions, number 14, Noah Sanchez. So Noah Sanchez will come up to bat for the first time tonight here in the bottom of the 7th inning, swinging at the first pitch, fouling it back to the backstop for strike 1. Lockhart Lions need 11 runs to keep this game going, 12 to end it. It's going to be a tough one. The 0-1 pitch will find the inside corner for strike 2. And Sanchez is looking at an 0-2 count. Jacob Wisnett, the leadoff batter in the on-deck circle. And that one will be a breaking ball, as that one says catch me outside for strike 3. Update with Lady Lions softball. They lose to Leander Glenn tonight by a final of 10-3. Now batting for the Lions, number 3, Jacob Wisnett. And that first pitch misses outside for ball 1. That one's going to miss inside for ball 2. Holbrook still on the mound. The left-hander for the Raiders. Started off Wisnett with the 2-0 count. Breaking ball. Wisnett takes a hack at that one, fouls it back to the backstop for strike 1. 2-1 the count now. One out here in the bottom of the 7th. Last swing and a miss for strike 2. That'll even up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Xavier Schulke in the on-deck circle for the Lions. That one's going to miss outside. Very close. That'll make the count full to Wisnett. So the 3-2 from Holbrook. It's going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3 and out number 2. And the Lockhart Lions are down to their final out. Now to bat for the Lockhart Lions, number 4, Xavier Schulke. So Schulke will be batting in place of Gage Deutsch. And he'll swing at the first pitch. That's going to be high at home plate. The catcher will make the squeeze, and Forsell will end the game. As the Rouse Raiders will defeat the Lockhart Lions by a final of 12-1. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with your post-game show right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
I'm Andrea.
I'm Hector. Live your best life for the one you lost. That's what One Ghost is.
Nothing but diamonds around my neck and around my wrist. I'm looking good. Oh, it's a sunny day. Sunny day. It's a sunny day. It's a sunny day and we all got ghetto dreams. Diamond rings. Money.
And welcome back. It's a final here at Lions Field as the Rouse Raiders defeat the Lockhart Lions by a final of 12-1. As the Lockhart Lions will drop to 1-6 in district play, while the Rouse Raiders will move to 5-2 in district play. Lockhart Lions will be heading the road on Friday evening to take on the Rouse Raiders at Leander Rouse High School. And you're going to be able to catch all that action on Leander Rouse Broadcast Network. I gave them my information. They will share their link with me, and I will post it on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast so you'll be able to catch the action this Friday night as the Lions hit the road for a road game at Leander Rouse. But tonight, the Lockhart Lions suffer another defeat, 12-1 at the hands of the Rouse Raiders. And I want to welcome everybody to the postgame show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching tonight's broadcast of Lockhart Lion Baseball here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. Of course, want to give a big shout out to our main sponsors, Kent Riddle Properties and Kreitz Market, and also an extra special shout out to Kent Riddle for being our QA tonight, as he has been all throughout the last 4.5 years. He's been our QA. He's done a fantastic job making sure that we sound good and look good for all you Lockhart Lion fans, and for tonight, all you Rouse Raider fans that may have been tuning in and catching all the action live right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. But we've come to the part of the show to where we're going to have your Kreitz Market offensive players of the game and your One Goes Fitness defensive players of the game. Tonight, we're going to combine the both of them. So your One Goes Fitness and Kreitz Market players of the game is going to go to Jacob Wisnant and Ethan Mendez. So congratulations to you both. You are the One Goes Fitness and Kreitz Market players of the game for tonight's contest against the Rouse Raiders. So that's going to do it for us tonight here from Lions Field. And like I always say, you can take the line out of Lockhart, but you can never take the heart out of Lockhart. Go Lions.
Thank you for watching today's broadcast of Lockhart Lion Sports, brought to you by Kent Riddle Properties on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. And remember, like the Sarge always says, you can take the lion out of Lockhart, but you